That was my first solo project with Cash Money. So, you know, I definitely wanted to represent where I came from. You know, so I told Baby, you know, I wanted to go into U.N.L.V and do it.
Tech Nine, one of my best friends. Shout out Tech Nine, man.
For the people who don't know, for the world, who was Tech Nine?
Tech Nine is one of the artists of U.N.L.V that was on Cash Money when they started out independent locally in New Orleans.
I moved in with Baby and Slim for like the summer, and I recorded that album.
When you say moved in, like living with them?
Yeah, I was living with them out in New Orleans East.
But they wasn't Birdman and Slim today. Then they were still hustling. They were trying to get. This was before the $30 million too, though, right?
Yeah, it was before the $30 million, but them niggas still was rich.
Where were you originally from?
The Melfamine, 2318 Errata.
2318 Errata, the bullet scatter and rat-a-tat-tat another again lay on his back.
How would the project explain Tech? If they had to explain Tech, what would the project say about you then?
The project probably just remember me from playing in front of my house, you know what I'm saying? Moms really ain't let me venture off through the project because the project was rough, dude. You know, when lights go out, it's going down. That's when all of the beef and whoever warred with this side, warred with that side, that's when it went down. So, you know, we was trained, when you hear gunshots, get on the floor, get under the bed or whatever. So, you remember what the name of the milk was? Like Lil Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
You know
the other side, yeah, Martin Luther King's side was Lil Vietnam.
Yeah.
We're the Melfamine project right now.
I was born in the Melfamine, and my mom got married and I moved out when I was 12. So I still was pretty young.
A nigga getting straight am. I got my 14 and nigga, I'm on the ram. Just got a mouthful, nigga, for first to see. I got a beat that looks like a whole key.
What is the ramp?
The ramp, what is that? It's a way to get from one side of the project to the other side of the project. You know, it's kind of like, it's a ramp.
Gotcha. Because you remind when you say when it get dark and shit happen, that's usually where a lot of shit took place.
That's where a lot of shit took place.
And then which takes me to Straight from the Ramp.
Straight from the Ramp.
And we talk about the cover, right?
Right.
How did the cover come about?
That was my first solo project with Cash Money. So, you know, I definitely wanted to represent where I came from. You know, so I told Baby, you know, I wanted to go into U.N.L.V and do it. And once we went back there, you know, he had a lot of little partners that he, you know, had his little 1-2 thing going with. And I had some of my partners that knew me from kids back there. So we just set up on the ramp. Shout out to Skip, my homie Skip gave me the chopper. But the cameraman was kind of spooked out, so he made me take the clip out of it.
A historical picture in the Melfamine, you talk about this photo, right?
Right.
Probably one of the only ones who could find a Birdman, him in the Melf, but him being that young. He was in that picture.
Absolutely. It's like, not anybody gonna be on that picture. You have to be somebody to be on that photo. Actually, Tech Nine gave me a call. Tech Nine gave me a call and said, man, I'm about to do my photo shoot for my album.
He explained his side. He mentioned how to. Well, I'm gonna ask you before I say, but how did the AK get in the picture? I forget.
I really don't remember. I know it was his.
Okay. Because
the ramp was right next to where his apartment was at. You know, his mom's house was at. So he just ran inside and got it.
Nah, we didn't tell Birdman and Slim we were gonna do that because we felt like they would have frowned upon it. But I ran inside and got it and came back with it. Birdman turned around, he was kind of shocked to see me with it, but he green lighted it for us, you know what I'm saying? But Slim the one told us, man, y'all make sure y'all take one out that chamber and take that clip out. And I remember that the cameraman, because I'm aiming it at the camera like that, and the cameraman was like, hold up, man, you gotta unload that if you want to use that, you know what I'm saying? So he made me take the clip out, you know. I caught some flack for it too, because a couple of people like who really know how to dissect pictures, you know, they got always a motherfucker like that, like, man, he got a chopper, he ain't got no clip in it. Tech Nine, one of my best friends. Shout out Tech Nine, man.
For the people who don't know, for the world, who was Tech Nine?
Tech Nine is one of the artists of U.N.L.V that was on Cash Money when they started out independent locally in New Orleans.
Just Skip, straight head buster, Rippa, his brother right there, this sick with it, you heard me? He's super stupid. Don't play crazy, you know what I'm saying? Got some real silly niggas out here right now, you hear me?
Whatever these streets, homie,
these niggas, they take baths with burners, you heard me?
How would the project explain them at that time, Skip and Clee?
What they call steppers, you know what I'm saying? Now, Clee was real young, you know, Skip around my age or maybe a year older, or either he's right there with me. You know, so if we interacted or played outside or whatever, it would have been with Skip. I don't really remember Clee, you know, until he started getting older. You know what I'm saying? Then I realized I knew they was brothers because I knew they had 2 boys in the house. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Skip was more, you know, my peers. You know what I'm saying?
We whole shop 2519 melt for me. No rocks, everything straight off the triple beam. Doors locked, you ain't raping me in my truck and get buck busted and fuck a nigga head up. Choppers out, rail sit. Shut the choppers out, kiss the ball when I send your duck ass straight to the mall.
You remember Uncle Larel being back there? You a cool Uncle Larel?
Larel is a real close friend of ours. You know, if Larel was in here right now, I probably wouldn't be able to keep a straight face because he gonna crack jokes. And, you know, that's my partner, you know.
This don't just happen, you know what I'm saying? Ask them how we rock. Ask them about Larel. Ask them. Why would you hip?
Larel was a big influence on Yella. Yella used to really idolize Larel.
My dog will be home with a story to tell. You see, Larel and that's y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't you be greedy.
On that Don't You Be Greedy and shit like that come from Larel. You know, Yella had to go to Larel and get permission. Yella didn't write that. Larel wrote that. And he got permission from Larel to go ahead and do it because we was already on a platform. But Larel was a heavy influence on Yella as far as like being tricky with words and, you know.
Was it ever a point maybe they would have started a group, Yella and Larel?
I don't think they ever got serious with it, but in school they used to stand around and make songs. Him, Larel, Lil Cupcake, rest in peace to Lil Cupcake, you know. Lil Cupcake, that's pretty much where Yella get Eddie Bauer from. Cupcake used to do a little dance, but in Yella, you know, they clown around a lot, and then Yella took that shit and turned it into a song.
Shaking it up hands, and you take another chance. Want you twerk with your legs, now you're doing my dance. Want you bow, 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 bow.
Birdman's presence, and I know you said you was young too, so I'm not sure if this would bring any memories or any understanding, but Bird being from or being represented by the Magnolia and being not even from the Mouth, but so why would you say he was so respected and so loved back there?
I guess he had a couple of people that he dabbled in the game with back there. Because when we went back there, you know, a couple of people were like, "What's up, B, Bubba?" You know, he had a few little nicknames or whatever. So they definitely knew who he was, and you know, they opened the doors for us. We had a pass that day. You know, nobody fuck with us, and then you know, Skip was well respected back there. So you know, I'm from there, but I didn't grow up in there, and let's say I wasn't in the streets in the Milf, you know what I'm saying? But you know, by me starting to make a name in music, and I made sure I represent the Milf and said I'm from the Milf, so that's what gave me the respect. The guys was like, okay, you know, he ain't forgot where he came from, you know what I'm saying? I moved in with Baby and Slim for like the summer, and I recorded that album.
When you say moved in, like living with him?
Yeah, I was living with him out in New Orleans East.
But they wasn't Birdman and Slim today. Then they were still hustling. They were trying to get. This was before the $30 million too, though, right?
Yeah, it was before the $30 million, but them niggas still was rich. You got to think about. All right, when I did the solo album, that was right after Mac Mel Calio and after Six and Barone. And you know, those albums sold thousands and hundreds of thousands of copies. You know what I'm saying? 30, 40, 50, 60, going into the 100,000 copies. You gotta think, you know, burning and dubbing CDs and tapes wasn't out then. So you getting $15.99 for a CD, $8.99 for a tape. So you multiply that. So you know, we made a lot of money together. You got to think about when we first hooked up with them, we was recording in Manny Fresh kitchen. You know, we sitting on crates, Yella in that corner, that corner. And you know, once we dropped that album, you know, that opened the doors for us to start using, you know, state-of-the-art high-tech studios, and everybody else behind us was able to use them studios because now we can really afford to, you know, pay for good studios now because that you was putting them numbers down.